Hey, welcome to Salongirl Gardens today. So I'm in a Marco group with some other homestead ladies, and I was watching one of the girls flat iron her hair and inwardly said, oh my gosh, you're doing it wrong. And then she said, oh my gosh, Marie, you're probably watching this saying, oh my gosh, you're doing it wrong. And so that kind of led to this video on how to flat iron your hair. I thought it might be helpful for you all to see how to correctly flat iron it, minimizing split ends on the bottom and effectively straightening your hair, not allowing humidity to wreck your hairstyle. So it's very wet and humid here in North Texas today. Perfect day to show you how to do this. So as my name implies, I am a hairstylist in Dallas, Texas, and I specialize in straightening hair. And I thought I might give you my tips on how to correctly flat iron your hair. If you're stuck at home and having to really rely on your flat iron, I'm going to show you a way to do it that's not going to fry your hair and that successfully flattens it and makes it straight and keeps out the humidity. I know it's not about gardening, and please forgive that, but I hope that you might find this useful and helpful if you're stuck at home flat ironing your hair and, you know, not able to get to your hair salon right now. Simple. I just have 3 tools here. I've got a flat iron, a rat tail comb, and just your basic vent brush. And my favorite flat iron of all is this Babyless flat iron. This is a nano titanium. It goes up to 450 degrees, and it's by far the best iron you will ever own. So typically curly hair is curlier at the scalp, and that is true with me. I have really curly hair, and so I have a hard time getting this area. I will show you how I do it. So 1, 2, 3. And I'll take another little section right here around my ears. Can you hear my dog in the background? She's being extra whiny because I'm not paying attention to her. And there you go, that little bend is gone now. I live in North Texas and it's hot and humid and it's just a killer to curly hair, but you will be able to go out and be out in the nature without your hair increasing in volume 10 times out to here and being curly and frizzy. So it might be helpful if you section off your hair. I start usually in the nape. And you're going to take your 450 degree flat iron. You're going to start at the root. You're going to go 1, 2, 3 quick passes, and then 1 fast pass to the ends. We're going to take another section, and I just do it with my fingernails. And if you want, go ahead and clip it off a section. Now, the base of the head gets wider at the ears, so you'll probably have to do this in 2 sections. So I'm going to do it on the right hand first and then on the left. And we've got 1, 2, 3, and then through the ends. Moving on to the left hand side. Going to do 1, 2, 3 through the ends. And if you see, I'm not taking super thin sections. When the flat iron is that hot, it gets the job done. The key is to keep that flat iron moving. Do not let it linger on a pass of your hair. And definitely don't linger on the ends. to do another section. One, two, three to the ends. Go to the left side. Pick up the flat iron. 1, 2, 3 at the base of the root at your scalp, and then quickly through the ends. Okay, so now we're going to do the sides, and usually I can do my sides in just 2 sections. So I'm going to take this section, again start at the root. 1, 2, 3. Now if you see steam, that's a good thing. You're getting all that humidity out of your hair that would normally wreck your hairstyle. And there you have it, a smooth glass-like finish that isn't going to trash your ends. You need that high heat. You need to see that steam coming off of your hair. It's not smoke, it's actually steam. And that's getting out all the humidity in your hair that just reactivates curls and makes hair grow in volume. So, as you can see, it's pretty easy. It's pretty fast when you know how to do it this way, instead of what I normally see people doing is taking their flat iron and going through the same section over and over and over, like up to 10 times. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, stop, just once, just once. So there you go. And so now, to make this video relevant for my garden channel, I'm gonna take you on a quick tour of the garden just to give you an update on what things are looking especially well. So come along outside and let's go on a little tour. So I'm out in the garden. It is cold, wet, and damp, but look how pretty it is. On these overcast days, the colors in the garden really pop. And look, what do we see here? We see a ripe, almost ripe tomato, a blushing tomato. It's always so sad when the flowering comes to an end. The crossvine is almost done with its bloom cycle. So sad. The heucheras are really putting on their display. And don't you just love the contrast of color? That is Goldilocks Creeping Jenny and a red heuchera. The camera over here to Nature's Toilet Paper, if you absolutely had to. The ornamental grasses have burst up and they're looking great. But here's some heucheras in full bloom. Delicate, tiny little airy blooms. Aren't they pretty? And there's Faithy over there in my onion patch. Again, the Goldilocks Creeping Jenny. The heuchera. Moving on, here's the last of the Japanese iris in the backyard in bloom. So how I did this is actually a dead tree. You can see it right there. And I put a tomato cage upside down and then another tomato cage on top. knowing that it would be covered in vines eventually. It took about a year for that to happen. This is my last fancy iris, and this is called Dazzle. And this is another iris from Martha's Iris Garden. The Supertunias that I overwintered in the garage are looking fabulous. Aren't those amazing? And these, it was Supertunia, Vista Bubblegum, and White Calabrosha from Proven Winners. I did not drag this into the garage, and they overwintered. I don't know how that's even possible, but it happened. And guys, look at that. It's huge. Huge. And let's see if we've got apples. We do. There is an apple there. There's several apples there. You can see them. There's an apple there. That is an apple baby. That is a Granny Smith apple. And the Supertunias I planted a couple weeks ago. Here's another one. Happy, happy, happy. The honeysuckle. As you can see, it's in full bloom. It's covered in bees. And the fragrance you can smell halfway down the block. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on flat ironing your hair. And as you can see, I'm out in the misty garden and the hair is still straight, not frizzy. And it's very, very, very damp and wet out here. So thanks so much for joining me at Salongirl Gardens today, and have a great day.